The moment I've been waiting for a very long time. We're finally here in Stuttgart, the epicenter of Germany's finest engineering and innovation, with both Porsche and Mercedes-Benz headquarters. If you have followed my previous episodes, you'd know about the automotive museums I've already visited and featured here on Race Cars Universe. The Mercedes-Benz Museum is a tribute to over 130 years of automotive history. Since 2006, the museum's mission is to preserve and celebrate the legacy of Mercedes-Benz, while visually navigating the world's oldest car manufacturer, its rich history, heritage, luxury, and engineering excellence. The building's architecture is a masterpiece of modern design in its own, blending sleek and futuristic elements on the outside, while retaining minimalistic and stark aesthetics in the inside. It takes the form of a double-helix, symbolizing the seamless flow of time and technology with well over 160 vehicles. From the first self-propelled carriage to classic cars, Formula Ones, race cars, and aeronautics, trucks, special purpose vehicles, and everything in between. Each exhibit space reflects the elegance and precision of Mercedes-Benz, offering an immersive experience also through interactive displays and multimedia. The main entrance hall feels gargantuan in its dimensions. It's the center of the building, and I get a little confused as to where the museum tour actually begins. I find the answer in the retro-futuristic suspended elevators. Wow, what a cool way to grasp the attention of the visitors while offering a memorable experience. They remind me of Gort, the destroyer from the sci-fi movie The Day When the Earth Stood Still. The museum tour now starts from the top floor. Such a brilliant idea to structure this big place in a downward spiral walkway manner, using gravity to your advantage and easing off the toll it takes on the body. The chronological journey ignites from the invention of the first automobile by Carl Benz in 1886, and also the Daimler-engineered four-wheeler. The same floor hosts a huge variety of other vehicles, and the stepping stones shift from steam engines to gasoline power. The first mezzanine presents a scenic opening to the early century period of motorized vehicles. The mirrors on the floor are enhancing the width and size of these cars, making them stand out more than usual. The centerpiece installation is quite easily the most well-curated and executed pedestal showcase of a car that I have ever seen. The polarizing 1902 Mercedes Simplex takes an entirely new dimension here when paired with the kaleidoscopic candelabra above it and the giant retro-inspired Mercedes logo at the back. A magnificent triumph of brass, lighting, and classic charm like only the 1900s can deliver. Next up, we go through the 20s, 30s and 40s, passing through a whole display of aircraft engines first, culminating in one of the best looking classic cars of all time. It's the 1936 Mercedes-Benz 500K Roadster. There's just not enough words to describe the class and magnificence of this beautiful creation. From the opulent interiors and shining silver trimmings, to the elongated streamlined tailpiece, the iconic exhaust headers, and the front tombstone, same as the 1928 SSK sitting just beside it. What a truly photogenic duo, or actually quartet. Look at those ones here too. It was indeed the golden era of Mercedes design, true masterpieces conceived and built to last, while leaving an indelible mark on the world's stage. We move on to the next mezzanine. It's time for some well overdue SL charm. Here we find the spirit of the 50s and 60s, with some bright colors and sensual body shapes that are just timeless. The 300 SL was engineered with the tubular frame, the real secret behind the push for gull-wing doors design that made this model a legend for aficionados and collectors alike. This car represented a turning point for the brand and its presence in racing and motorsports. Moving on, next area is dedicated to road safety spanning from the 60s till the 80s. A 230 SL stands proud on its pedestal, while in the background there is an installation resembling a guardrail with all the major inventions by Mercedes-Benz, like airbags, ABS, electronic stability control, and so forth. A brand representing a true staple in the progress towards saving lives while enjoying the pleasure of driving. But wait, what do we have here? It's the green, environmentally oriented section of the museum, electric cars and so forth, which we gladly skip as quick as possible while I gaze at something in the distance that's much more relevant to my interests. And here it is, the most visually appealing and rewarding section of the museum, the Racing Hall of Fame, a brilliant setup that seems almost unreal to see in person, especially for the sheer amount of legendary vehicles that populate that massive mock-up ramp. It is indeed a marvel to the eyes, worth the whole entry ticket by itself. The cars are placed in chronological order, starting from the early century and spanning out through the motorsport journey that shaped and consolidated the silver arrows in racing history. Each and every one of them has a different character and charm that makes them unique. This part of the Mercedes-Benz Museum actually reminds me of both the Alfa Romeo and the Torino Automotive Museums, highlighting just how important it is to showcase the origins of the brand in terms of motorsport lineage and racing accomplishments. There's also a few trucks and Formula One cars in full display, all of them picked for their victories on the field and the new technologies they pioneered and brought to the industry. I have to admit it, the coolest cars in my opinion belong to the 50s era. Just look at them, real stunners and head turners. As an 80s kid, I have grown increasingly affectionate to the Sauber Le Mans cars, like the C9 and the C11 displayed here. And how not to mention the unforgettable CLK GTR. I still remember when it came out, we all thought we saw a UFO on track. Unbelievable. What an amazing place to be. I'm glad to be here witnessing history and bringing it to you guys for your viewing pleasure. On the other side, opposite to the ramp, there is an interesting feature of racing suits and trophies from each era. Amazing to explore the evolution of those in time. Verging towards the end of the tour, I find myself in complete disbelief seeing both the land speed record-breaking T80 model and the 1938 record wagon as well, just sitting there hanging above the museum cafeteria like it's nothing. Honorable mentions are the half-mezzanine floors in the eastern wing of the museum. These three areas have different themes or features that proved Mercedes-Benz to be more than just a car make. First one being the trucks area, very interesting to see how they became the backbone of the post-war rebuild, and to find one of the best looking vehicle combos in the whole world. Yes, you heard that right, it's the purpose-built Blue Wonder truck, transporting the infamous 300 SLR that has been kindly advertised as not for sale here at the museum, and for a very good reason. If you know, you know. Then there's the Helpers Gallery, with fire trucks, ambulances, snowplows, and similar. Ending now with the glamorous touch of the celebrities' cars, vehicles that belong to famous and relevant VIPs in history, like the Pope Mobile, the official bus of the German national football team, the Jurassic Park SUV movie car, and even a 1935 limousine that was owned by the late departed Japanese Emperor Hirohito. I have never seen a bigger car in my whole life. The proportions are just colossal. Last but not least, how not to mention the humongous amount of memorabilia, collectibles, signage, even cutlery and ashtrays, all very unique items showcased throughout the whole exposition and main halls. In conclusion, the Mercedes-Benz Museum is a true statement to the world's oldest car manufacturer, a wonderful experience I wish you all to see for yourself. I would also suggest a visit to the nearby Porsche Museum if you're in the area. which unfortunately I couldn't cover during this trip due to time constraints. Until next time! Coming up next are the British Motor Museum and the Jaguar Heritage Centre, not to mention the other car museums I've already featured on this channel too. Only here on Race Cars Universe.